Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Spellweaver video. My name is Boltor, and today I'm going to be taking a look at a Corruption Order Soldiers deck. Now this is by no stretch of the imagination a new deck. This is not a deck that, someone just spontaneously came up with and said, oh yeah, let's totally do this. Now this deck has been around for a long time, pretty much since the creation of Spellweaver as far as I can remember. But I've been meaning to spotlight one of these decks, and I recently got submitted one, so I just decided I'd go with it. If you taking a look at this deck list or the stuff you don't like, you can, change it. This deck has about 30 different versions of it. Some people go like nothing but soldiers, some people go very aggressive, some people go very late game, some people go more mid-range. There's so many different versions of this deck that you can go with. But this is the version of the deck that was sent to me, so this is the version of the deck that I'm going to play. So, first things first, we're going to go ahead and dive into a game. It feels like forever since I did a video, even though it's only been a week or so. I'm still not feeling 100%, so I apologize in advance if I hack or wheeze or cough or sneeze at all during this video, but I'm still on some medication and whatnot, so hopefully we find a game. There we go. I was about to say hopefully we find a game here real soon. Okay. So with this deck, you pretty much always aggressively mulligan for a 1-drop, something to play on first turn. So we're gonna mulligan this hand away. And we actually get a worse hand. Isn't that always the case? People, isn't that always the case? Alright, well, at least along with the spark we can guard duty on our turn. Alright, so play this for level, spark, guard duty. Normally you want to save guard duty to pump up, or when you have Master Tactician out, or to pump up Knight Recruiter as one of the, deck's finishers, but I think since we had really nothing else to do in our hand, I think this was a decent enough play. Let's see what Lodimar has to play. A gross experiment. Okay. Oh, he whiffs on the experiment. So let's see what we got here. Alright, well, no, let's just pass play. Because if he gets an implant off of the Gross Experiment's ability, or if he plays an implant, we have the Pacify. And Gross Experiment is one of those cards that if it gets an implant or even 2 implants, it can get way out of hand very early in this game. And he whiffs again? I still think I'm going to pacify it. Hopefully he plays an implant on the experiment from the hand. Nope. Well, this kind of sucks because we've got like nothing going on in our hand now. Let's see if he's got anything. Well, he's got 0 mana. I don't know what he's waiting on. Maybe he's got a Divine Offering for a shrine. There we go. Okay, well, play the corruption level, get the Zombie Legionnaire out, and we'll just attack for 2. Now, obviously, he's just gonna block one of them or not, but either way, yep. But he doesn't have the mana to pay for the Swift Blade Assassin, so he is going to have to bounce that back to his hand, which means he's going to have to play it again next turn, which means he's going to have to, it means it kind of sets him back a turn. Now next turn we can play the Corruption Shrine for level and play Restless Tombs, and then the following turn another Restless Tombs. Excuse me. So we can start kind of rolling things out that way. I'm kind of hoping for a Master Tactician or at least a Flesh Sculptor. One of those two cards would really give us at least something. Alright, does he have anything for 1 mana? I don't think so. I wouldn't assume so, at least. Alright. So here comes the Corruption Shrine. There goes the Restless Tombs. And he has the mana to pay for it, so we're just going to attack out. He has the mana to pay for the Swiftblade Assassin this time around, so we're just going to attack and he'll block the zombie, but we'll get a damage through. We don't care about losing zombies because we not only do we have the Soldier's Memorial, but we have Restless Tombs, and we've got another Restless Tombs in the hand. Oh, this guy is taking forever to make his moves, isn't he? There he goes. Well, it's slow going, but at least we've got something. Alright, there we go. This game is going to take up the whole video just because this guy's taken 30 seconds to make every decision. Thunderstorm Titan, 5 mana, 1 level, probably a Thunderstorm Titan. Nope, a Power Seeker. That's fine, I suppose. Another Power Seeker. Now does he attack? Yep. But that's going to exhaust that at least. So. Thank you. This guy, like I said, this guy's taken like 10 seconds to make every decision. And no, that's not that big a deal. It adds up after a while. Alright, so you got nothing to do, buddy. Can you just pass the turn, please? Thank you. Hi. Alright, so what do? I think we do this to draw a card and see what we get. Nothing. Another Restless Tombs and pass. Boy, never lucky, right? Can't seem to draw anything. I mean, yeah, I got my 2 Restless Tombs, but it's at the point where he's just going to be able to kill off my zombies as fast as I produce them. So let's see what he's got. So whatever that Lifebound Vampire is. Bloodborne Prince. It's a 1/3 Lifeborn. Lifebound. That's all it really is. And he refills his mana. Come. Alright, so what are you doing now? And are you attacking with, there you go. I don't know if my opponent is just slow or the servers are laggy or whatnot. It's just, I mean, this game is pretty much over. There's no removal. Well, there is some removal in this deck. Ray of Righteousness. But opening my opening hand having like 8 shrines in it was just pretty much dead from the get-go. I guess best thing we can do is swarm the board and hope for the best, right? Let's see. This trades here. This kills this. It's like, pretty sure this game is just over. Now let's see what he's got. I need those freaking time cards from SpongeBob. When eternity later. Because this guy is, I mean, I understand there are new players and everything, but when there have been times where he's taken like 20 seconds with no mana, no cards, or no mana, no, or already done Divine Offering, and he's just sitting there trying to figure out, what do I do? How do I play this game? Sorry, that was my phone. Whenever you're ready, buddy. Hey, maybe he takes up his entire turn and doesn't thinks too long and doesn't attack. Or maybe he disconnects. Alright, so it was the server making, or his server or whatnot making. But I had this happen in a previous video, and I ended up just missing out on my turn because we were waiting on him. I kind of hope they fix that, but I guess we'll see. At any rate, I guess I should talk about stuff while I'm waiting on this guy. My Spellweaver Facebook contest is still going on. There'll be a link in the description below, as there always is. I'll put a post to the deck in the description below. Also, I had planned to do some videos on the tournament decks from this most recent Spellweaver tournament, and unfortunately, the only issue with that being that now I have they changed all of the pretty much every one of the decks I was going to spotlight had some kind of big change to it for so because of that, I'm not exactly confident in playing those decks. I mean, they were minor changes, but they do kind of change up the flow and the flow and the tempo and the speed of the decks and whatnot. So because of that, I don't want to say, well, these decks won tournaments and these decks did really well in tournaments when they're not the same deck anymore. You know what I mean? So because of that. Alright, well, so we get a freebie win on this game, in this game. It let me play my turn, while he was AFK and, or disconnected and topping into that Master Tactician. So you can kind of see how this deck is just kind of like, you know, draw Master Tactician, win the game, you know. So, at any rate, we're going to go ahead and dive right into another game here. Hopefully I can show you a little better of an opener. So, and again, I apologize if my mind is a little kind of on tilt today. It's like I said, I'm still kind of shaking this. So, but my voice is back. That was the issue on Friday, is that my voice was pretty much non-existent. Let's draw again. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Well, at least next turn I can rally the peasants. I just knew that if I kept that opening hand, you know, with no Corruption Shrine, it would be like 4 turns before I drew a Corruption Shrine, because that's my luck. Alright, so we're gonna play the Guard Duty. He can kill one of them with the Plague Vermin, but I kind of hope he does. Send away one of the Ray of Righteousnesses. Let's go with the Corruption Shrine, because we need card draw right now. So is he going to sack this and kill one of the peasants? Nope. Well, at least we have the Master Tactician in hand, so we can kind of... Well, here comes a Flesh Sculptor. Huh. It's actually a pretty smart move. Well, this is another game that I'm not feeling super confident about. But we'll see what happens, right? Just crappy openers in both games, but what can you do? I am the never lucky, right? So what do we got? I mean, next turn we've got the Master Tactician. That's fine. Oh, he's going to enable the his Zombify. He's going to play Zombify first before attacking, or not. I'm fine with that. Mesmerizing Spirit. Let's toss the Cemetery. I want to hold this because he's probably playing stuff like Dread Knight or you know, something that this can kill. So at either rate. So here's the Master Tactician. So we attack for 2. Does he block it? He blocks it. That's fine. Because next turn we can guard duty and rally the peasants. I'm actually going to go ahead and retreat him to the back row because I don't want him getting killed off. He's kind of important right now. So we'll see what our opponent has here. He's got an infected survivor. We played some of those in this deck, but not drawing into any of them. So does he have another 1-drop? He does not. He swings in for 2. Okay. So ping. Alright. Alright. So now we went from having nothing to a 3-3, a 2-2, a 2-2, and a 4-4. Sounds good to me. So we'll see what our opponent has here. If you guys hear that, that's my brother's gerbil who is staying with me for right now. Consume Spirit. Are you kidding me right now? And this is pretty much where we just lose the game. We're not going to get... Screw off, CC Updater. Alright, well... I guess we can Soldier's Memorial. And pass the turn, because anything attack we do is just killed off by his board. Of course, now he just Touch of Nausea's the Night Recruiter and double attacks into it, or some other form of removal I'm sure that he has. So let's see what he's got. Let's see what our opponent has on this turn. Could he have another Consumed Spirit? Oh, a Necromantic Cult. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, there goes our board. Yep. He gets two might counters on this, and then he uses them to, at least one of them to kill off. Well, he can use both of them to kill off our board. Well, I guess we get to kill that. Fortunately, that gives him another. This deck kind of just loses hard to an enemy Flesh Sculptor, because they have no, as long as the Flesh Sculptor's in the support line, there's literally no way in this deck to deal with Flesh Sculptor. I kind of think this deck should probably be playing a couple Noxious Fumes, or, you know, some other form of removal for some of the back row creatures. A lot of versions I see of this deck do play some Noxious Fumes just for the extra, just for the ability to, like, this game, we'd be in a lot better position if our opponent didn't have that Flesh Sculptor turn 2, and they wouldn't have. Alright, we're just gonna resign. Come on, we're just gonna resign. No, not rematch. Alright, so that was 2 games with the zombie or the Order Corruption Soldiers deck. I apologize, this video wasn't as good as some of my other videos, but like I said, I'm still shaking a cold, so I'm a little off. But I wanted to do a video because I didn't do one Friday, and I felt bad for not putting out content like I regularly do. So, and also like I said, this deck, this specific list was sent to me, and I decided to play it just because I didn't want to go looking through the dozen or so versions of this deck that are out there and go, I want this, no, they're like this one, not this one, I don't like neither this one, not that one. Primarily, I just wanted to, I really wanted to spotlight this archetype, so I took the list that was sent to me that someone asked me to spotlight. There were certainly some certain changes I would make, but that's my own personal preference. And like I said, this deck can be changed in like 18 different ways to suit your personal preference. So, like, I know in the database, I know there's at least like 3 different lists for this deck. Some of which play 4 Flesh Sculptor, some of which don't play Guardian or Night Recruiter, some of which who play the Steelhost Spearman for a turn 1 drop, some who play like every soldier in order and just a little bit of corruption with like Zombie Legionnaire and Restless Tombs and Flesh Sculptor. So if you didn't like the way this deck looks, feel free to tweak it and edit it, because like I said, it works in like a bunch of different forms. I think every person who plays this deck has a different version of the deck. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, thumbs up, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. I apologize for this video being kind of lackluster, especially after a week or so. But again, today's my first day with my voice sounding normal. So at any rate, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, may the cards rise to meet you and bring good RNG to your enemies' enemies.